Hello. So I'm Thomas Arran. I'm a freelance photographer based in Hull, and I run two companies. Um, the first is my commercial photography, T. Arran Photo, and I also run a photo booth company with a friend of mine called Fun Booth. Um, oh, I'm not going to start that. Back. I did a 2-year BTEC course at college, which was just, it went over all the general sort of I got taught all the general basics about photography on it. And towards the end of it, I was given a lot of opportunities to do client work and work with a lot of businesses. And it sort of led on to me wanting to start a business and feeling confident enough in starting a business. I actually then went on to, while still running my business, I went on to do a 2-year advanced apprenticeship in creative and digital media, where I was the first person in the country to do photography on it. I'm just going to show a quick video. The Hull College, where I studied, did a quick video about my sort of time there. So yeah.
From a young age, I wanted to do photography. I chose Hull College not just because of the facilities, the reputation and the studio, also because it gave me the ideal platform to do exactly what I wanted to do. Whilst taking a BTEC diploma in photography, I was encouraged to take on commercial work, then offered the country's first advanced apprenticeship in creative and digital media for photography. Now I have my own business, which couldn't have happened without the skills, encouragement and confidence I gained at Hull College.
That probably says that whole little opening bit there. But yeah, I studied 2 courses at college. So I spent 4 years in education, and sort of in the last 2 years of it, I was still running a business whilst studying. I first got into starting a company after I was given a lot of work from my tutors, like client briefs. This was one of the first ever commercial briefs I actually worked on, which was the 2011 squad photos for Hull FC. I did all of the photography and the editing for it and the creative management. So each player was photographed separately, and then they had to be photoshopped into a picture of the stadium where they actually play. So it was quite a good opportunity to do this because it sort of gave me the confidence to actually know I could work to a client brief, and it also added great work into my portfolio. The second main client I actually got to work for was Mark Hill Hairdressing. I'm not sure if anyone actually knows him, but he's a celebrity hairdresser. He's based sort of near Hull. But I got to photograph all of his photography for his new products and bits and bobs like that. And they also went down to the National Hairdressing Awards, which I think they won as well. But this was, one of the images that I shot on the shoot. As you can see, it's on the website. I think at the minute, one of the photos that we did is packaging in Boots across the UK as well. So this was all whilst, I think I was 17 at the time, whilst doing this. So it was I was given a lot of opportunities, considering my age, to be doing such large commercial work. One of my main clients that I actually gained when I first started a business was Hull City Council. Initially, I did editorial work for them, but gradually as I did more work for them, they provided me with a lot more work doing creative events, portraiture, and a lot of other stuff. And it's quite good as well because a lot of my work gets shown around the city of Hull. It'd be shown on bus shelters or buses and stuff like that. Which is a really good opportunity. As I mentioned, I did a 2-year creative and digital media apprenticeship, where my placement was working for Hull College in the marketing department as the apprentice photographer. So this was all whilst I was still running a business as well. But so this was I worked 4 days a week for the college. 1 day a week I used to go to college, do like I actually had to go and do like actual work. So like I have to do like projects and stuff like that. So a lot of the stuff I used to do on that, I got to filter into my own business as well. So a lot of the work I did was portraiture work. It was sort of, it varied a lot. So a lot of the time it was events, portraiture, and then it all ended up often quite. So this is the college's prospectus, which I think they distribute to about 50,000 people. So all of the images in this prospectus was what I did on my 2 years whilst on my apprenticeship. And then again, it also appeared on like buses, the side of buildings. So it's probably, if you come to Hull, there's probably you'll see some of my photos. But yeah, that's another photo. I do a lot of architectural photography as well. And on my apprenticeship, they gave me a lot of opportunities to do creative stuff. So I used to do a lot of get booked for jobs, events and stuff. But then I also got opportunities to go and be creative, which was really good on my apprenticeship, because I was getting paid to still be creative rather than going to do a job to fund me to do something. So this was all whilst I was still running my business as well. So yeah, starting a business, I was given a lot of support from a lot of people when I first started. It was a bit of a daunting sort of like, photography is a very expensive business, like an area, like a lens can cost you like $2,000. But a lot of people have given me support. I've been given grants, I've been given, provided with sessions to attend to learn tax returns, business seminars, corporate events, to just network with people. For example, when I first started the Hull Youth Enterprise Partnership, they gave me £800 to buy some camera equipment. So I used it to buy lenses, which in turn meant I could create a better quality product, and it would have taken me a lot longer to actually purchase that if they hadn't given me that. I've actually this week been lucky enough to win another £800 to purchase some new studio equipment, and I can possibly double it next week in another competition. But so I'll probably go through some like the stuff that I do. So my business generally consists of a lot of different types of photography. I kind of do everything really. So a lot of it can be sort of sport, charity events, to editorial, commercial work. It's just events. That's lead singer of Iron Maiden, and sports events as well. This is another. So I get to do a lot of like, as I've gradually gone along. So I first launched my business when I was 17, still at college, and gradually as I've gone along, I've had to prove to people that despite my age, I can still work to the same quality as someone probably triple my age or double my age. But I've managed to prove myself to a lot of people, and I get to work with a lot of great businesses. So this was a corporate golf day for a large charity in Hull, where all of the biggest companies in Hull come together and play golf for the day. So I got to do all the photography for that for the day. That's another shot. So I do a lot of architecture photography, as I originally said. Hull's quite big at the minute with solar energy and wind energy, so I get to do a lot of photography like based on that, so like solar panels and stuff like that. That's another sort of architectural. So I think that was a 13 image panoramic image, so that sort of like, this was a brief I got given to create new photography for a website, and what they wanted was a really nice big banner image of the front of the building. So a panoramic worked really well because of the size of it. It just fitted brilliantly So this was an example of sort of working to quite a commercial, specific brief. Some extra work, baggage company. So I do a lot of, also I do, on as well as commercial photography, I do a lot of music photography. I'm lucky enough to like work with quite a lot of the clubs in Hull. So this is Kate Nash, and so I think this is quite a good opportunity because I get to show these to a lot of people, and sort of the use of like Facebook and Twitter is really good as well, because it means like I think Kate Nash like tweeted this picture and I think got like 200 retweets and stuff like that. So it's a great like use of publicity. There's just some extra ones like mystery jets and so yeah. In Hull, yearly we have it's called the Freedom Festival. It's like a massive music and cultural festival. And luckily this year I was lucky enough to be one of the official photographers for it, which meant that over the 3 days I had to sort of photograph this massive festival. So these are just some photos from that. Yeah, some more there. Another aspect of my business is wedding photography. When I first started photography, I did quite a few weddings and I absolutely hated it. It was the most awful thing in the world. I used to hate going to weddings, but I stopped doing for them a while, and the friend that I started the photo booth company with, we both started doing weddings together, and we got a very specific style to our weddings, which meant the clients that we actually got expected like the work that we like to do. So now I actually enjoy doing weddings. They're still very stressful, but this was luckily this year I was lucky enough to fly out to Italy to photograph a wedding there. It was a couple of days out there photographing the full wedding. So that was a really great opportunity. These are some they got married on top of a mountain. It was like 40 degrees. It was like the hottest thing I've ever done. But it was absolutely beautiful. And gave a lot of opportunity to put a lot of effort into being as creative as we could on that. It was very stressful as well because it was on top of mountains and stuff, so we were travelling all day. But these are just some. These are from weddings that I do sort of in Hull for a lot of people. I try to be as creative as possible, sort of doing wedding photography. I do a lot of work with other photographers as well, so I get to work, rather than working completely for myself all the time, I'm friends with like a lot of photographers in Hull, which means they often give me work to work with them as well. So it's really good to just network with people and speak to people. Yeah. My second business that I own is a company called Fun Booth, which is basically, it kind of piggybacked off our wedding photography, but it's a bit like a photo booth, but we make custom backgrounds. We buy that old fabric in and we build all these cool backgrounds. We do a lot of events. So this was actually for Asda, this one, which for you it was Christmas, but yeah, we do a lot of weddings, and with this as well, sometimes we get a lot of inquiries for this, and then they'll sometimes ask us, do you do weddings as well? So they sort of link in together very well. Just some more. So yeah, that's just about it. If anybody has any questions. Silence.
Thank you very much. That was a really great talk.